Hey there, welcome to another Age of Grogu, and I have with me as always, I've got Elijah, Jason, and Max. Hey guys, how you doing?
What
Hey,
up?
Hey, how's everybody's week?
good.
I'm
Yeah?
Good.
good, man. I'm
Mm-hmm.
good.
Good?
We got a lot to watch this week, huh?
Yeah? Oh,
Yeah,
so
It's like
much. Oh,
three
God.
days.
a full week.
Well, 3 days, and then there's additional shows like, Jason and I would watch, like Game of Thrones on top of,
And
House
Rings of
Rings of
Power, yeah.
Power, and there's like 5 or 6 shows each this week. It's
Brent, you
crazy.
you you act like as if it's work, dude. It's like it's
Well,
entertainment,
it's
man.
entertainment, but it's like there's
You're just like,
so
oh,
much
there's so much to
entertainment
watch.
in a
Oh,
single. I know it's
you
tough.
make
It's
it
like
seem painful. It's not.
you've got a show for every night. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, when we were kids, we'd get maybe a show once a week if we were lucky. But
Depends on what you watch.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the point. Yeah,
There are
yeah,
those kids out there who watch All My Children. That's a show every day, man.
yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, no, I meant we had a kind of fun week of a lot of things dropping. We weren't on last week, so maybe we'll cover a couple of things from the week before as well. But yeah, let's jump into a few things. First, I wanted to say something was really cool. They dropped this at New York Comic Con, I think, yesterday, and then they dropped it online. But the
Oh, yeah,
Wednesday Adams
it
trailer,
looks so good.
they dropped a brand new, like a 3 minute, almost a 3 minute trailer, and it looks cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you guys
I
watch it?
hate Tim
I
Burton,
didn't
and I
see it.
loved it. Like, I really do not like Tim Burton, but it looked so good.
I enjoyed Tim Burton's earlier works, and his later works have been iffy for me for the most part. But this looks pretty awesome. I mean, I could, until we see it, it's another story. But
I'm
the
just still blown
trailer-
away by Luis Guzman as
Yeah,
Gomez.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I like the casting of the parents more than Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah,
So I'd like to
makes
see how
sense.
that plays out, but it does look interesting, and it does look like it's going
Yeah.
to be at least a fun show to
I,
watch.
I think
I have to
Wednesday's a she's a very good, interesting character that you could
Yeah.
run a
Oh
whole
yeah, totally.
I mean,
story
out of the whole
on,
family, she's the person you can kind of latch on to the most because
Yeah.
she has the most. I don't know about defined personality, but the biggest personality, even though it's
Yeah.
the most minute in a way.
Right. I
I
mean,
mean, she's my favorite part of the movies, right? She's one of the best.
And
Yeah.
like maybe it's just the more relatable because everybody kind of knows the gothy dark girl at school or whatever.
Yeah.
You know the
Oh,
one
yeah.
girl is
Yeah.
kind of like
It
all to
matches
herself or whatever.
it
I-
matches the nihilist attitude that this
Yeah.
generation has. So
I-
I think this
It's
is
also
the
the-
perfect timing for it.
Yeah, it's also the opposite of like the manic pixie dream girl that was like
Right.
the whole big
Right.
thing of like 7
Right.
years ago, whatever.
yeah.
Eat your heart out, Natalie Portman and Garden State.
Yeah, I thought Christina Ricci's portrayal in the movies in the early 2000s was amazing. I thought she was awesome.
90s.
90s. Was it 90s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh damn.
She put, I mean,
Yeah.
that Wednesday put her on the map.
Yeah,
she
for
became
sure.
she
Totally.
became an icon
Yeah.
to
But-
any hot topic raised kids.
To get a whole series, a Netflix series around Wednesday Addams, it looks really cool. I mean, in the
No.
trailer, they dropped the Uncle Fester in the trailer.
Oh, Uncle
obviously.
Fester.
Oh,
looks
for
so
real?
good.
Who was that
Who's
actor?
Uncle Fester?
I couldn't
Fred
tell.
Armisen.
Oh, is that who it is?
Oh, for
Okay.
real?
Oh,
No
Fred
way.
He
Armisen.
shaved his head and eyebrows to put so he didn't have to wear a
He
bald
looked-
cap, and they put
He looked good.
it
Yeah.
looks so good.
Yeah.
That's
Huh.
great. Wow.
Yeah.
I see. You know what? Like, I'm surprised it took this long for a Wednesday series. huh?
Yeah. I mean, if they do it right, then I'm glad they've taken the length of time it's taken to get it up there. But so far, everything I've seen from this production looks quite incredible. I mean, the trailer, this final trailer was just like, yeah, this sold it for me completely, and I was already sold. But yeah,
Let's
it's
hope
amazing.
Tim Burton does good, because I haven't really
Yeah.
been a fan of his since.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
I guess
there's-
Big Fish is the last decent
That
thing
was
he
the last
did.
one, really good one. Yeah.
yeah, makes
I
sense.
was watching. I watched like Edward Scissorhands this week. Actually, it's on right
Oh, yeah.
now. Liz is watching it.
Oh yeah, that's
I remember really liking that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, as again, I love his earlier works. I think that there is. Hey, how's it going, Zachary? How you
Hey.
doing? Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite Tim Burton thing?
Um.
I would go Beetlejuice.
A bit.
It's the most. I don't know.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice is like
Yeah, I'll go
most
Beetlejuice.
Tim
No.
Burton-y, like, but still fun and not his kind of his own thing. I don't know.
Edward
one that
A
Scissorhands.
lot.
Edward
I like the world of
Scissorhands
it
is
and
my
the
favorite.
everything, the look and the design, and
Yeah.
it's fun.
I think Batman probably had the most influence on me out of all his films.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to get nuts.
Edward
Come on,
Scissorhands for me,
let's
for
get
sure.
nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, either way, I mean that show starts like in the next week or so. I think a couple of weeks, something like that. So
Yeah, right.
I'm very, very excited to
I feel like
check that
Christina
out.
Ricci was her early Helena Bonham Carter,
Yeah, yeah,
Same
good point.
energy,
Yeah.
kind of use her the same way,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Except she's gonna act.
Yeah.
Wait, is she in Wednesday at all?
I don't think
I didn't
so.
see her in the trailer, but I guarantee she'll show up as just a
Some
teacher. and
cameo
just
as a
some-
The
teacher.
teacher,
Yeah,
right?
Probably.
Yeah,
I would
right.
guess.
That would be great.
Yeah, yeah. No, again, it looks cool. I mean, the trailer. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. Zachary does enjoy Edward Scissorhands as most favorite. Yeah, I agree. I love that film so
Yeah,
much.
some
I
Titular
just,
Burton right there.
it's such just iconic, completely Tim Burton at his best for me. And the other thing that was mentioned about a week ago was that Knives Out 2 is going to be going to the theaters for the long weekend of Thanksgiving. So I do want to check that out on the big screen. I enjoyed the first one so much, and I'm kind of really curious as to see how he does something very different with the second one, yet have the same vibes.
Well, it's like I think what the formula for Knives Out is a star-studded cast and
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig
And Daniel Craig, yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
with his southern
Yeah,
accent.
yeah.
Was he like Louisiana lawyer type? Yana.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen anything else from it yet. I haven't seen any new trailers or anything. So
I think there's a trailer out. There's a teaser.
just the first
or
one.
a,
Yeah, just a teaser. But yeah, they haven't released a full-on trailer. So, but yeah,
It's
it
good.
looks
I
cool.
mean, it's Ryan Johnson's forte, right? I mean,
yeah,
starting back to form.
that's
You
it.
know,
Yeah.
after he's done some sci-fi stuff, back
Yeah.
to his murder mysteries
Yeah,
of what we
that's gonna
learned
be
about
cool.
him as, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. What was something else that they released this information? Don Cheadle, Armor Wars is changing from a TV series to a movie. That was kind of announced about a week ago. Again, we haven't been on for 2 weeks, so I just thought it worth bringing
Wow, how
up.
far into production is it that they're able
don't
to
know.
do that?
None.
None,
It
right?
is
It's just-
definitely. What are they gonna do? Take a script and just start cutting pages? Like it's probably not
Yeah.
even like fully written. If it's like, all right,
Maybe.
now it's a movie.
they needed to establish Riri, so they
Hmm.
needed Black Panther 2 to be done and ready to go, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
But
Yeah,
I think Armor Wars
timing.
is still gonna come before it.
Well,
I mean,
this-
Ironheart,
Reinhardt.
Oh,
yeah.
Ironheart,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
really? Before Armor Wars, huh?
because they're filming Ironheart right now.
That's right.
Right.
Well, in the sense of Armor Wars, Max, because I'm not familiar with the comic specifically and what it's related to, would it work better as you think as a TV series or as a movie in the end?
I mean, it depends how
Structurally.
I think they're just using. I think they're just using the name because it's
Okay.
all about Tony Stark's weapons falling into the wrong hands.
Okay.
It's
And
Rhodey cleaning up Tony Stark's mess.
Okay.
yeah, I think it's just gonna be because I don't think Justin Hammer is even announced for this. So
Right.
Oh, I want to see him come back so bad.
that's what I'm saying. So I think it could be anything. I think there's just another project where they're using
I would
a
love to
comics
see
name
that.
for a similar concept.
Right. Okay.
But if Justin Hammer comes back, I could see him taking over Stark Tech and then Rhodey and Riri shutting it down because he has nefarious plans with it.
Right.
Well, I mean, he's a convict currently, so
Yeah,
Still in
exactly. It
prison.
wouldn't even really.
that can't happen.
And then, so one of the shows obviously that dropped this week, which was kind of a big one, She-Hulk had a very interesting character pop up on She-Hulk, which we've kind of known about all along, but
Yeah, leapfrog.
Leapfrog. Oh, Leapfrog. Oh, yes. Okay, so kind of like myself and Jason and Elijah, we got the chance to do a reaction video, but Max, you were working at the time. So, Max, what was your thought on She-Hulk this week?
So I was very conflicted. I really wanted Frogman and not Leapfrog, just for the reason that Frogman is a hero and Leapfrog is a villain.
Okay.
I did feel a little bad that they turned Frogman, which is I'm blanking on his name, Eugene, into a villain because his whole story is that he doesn't want to be like his dad, who's a villain.
Oh, really?
So I was like, it just made me feel bad for the character even more because he's just a sad sack in general.
Right. Yeah.
And I did think Daredevil was a little too smiley, a little too much like the Mark
Really?
Waid run, where he's just always
I-
happy.
I
I
was
like
fine
Daredevil
with
when
that.
he's brooding. I always like a brooding Daredevil.
Really? I was fine with Charlie Cox playing
Maybe
that kind of
taking
role.
him out of Hell's Kitchen kind of gave him a better,
That's it. Yeah. Exactly.
put him in a better
Yeah.
mood, right?
I think that's probably what happened.
And
He was in the
I
least
still-
depressing city in the world.
I still think they found that happy blend though for She-Hulk and what that series is locked in to be about
got his-
for him to be on that appearance.
He's got his lawyer charm, you know. They made him charming.
Yeah, he was a little too
Hey,
charming. I wish
hey,
he was he had a little more moments of just,
I kind of
Really?
picked up on that too. I mean, it was very different from
Hey,
being
yeah.
played.
He had to get laid, all right.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the type of charm that would bring it, you know.
Didn't I say
Oh,
that
they
when the
needed that
trailer
to be
dropped that they were gonna hook up? I
Yeah.
think I said
Oh,
that when
really?
the trailer dropped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're all kind of
Yeah.
wanting it, right? Lawyer on
Yeah.
lawyer action.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it was fun.
It was good. It was nice. You know, whenever you have those people who are like superheroes and stuff, you get that banter between each other and him
Yeah.
kind of just like
I think they-
cluing in what he does and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
They nailed the friendly
good
banter.
stuff.
I liked it a
Yeah,
lot.
it was good. It was
Hey
a
there, Black
well-written
Loki.
episode.
How's it going?
I loved his flips. His flips were great.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff.
Dude, his mask looks way better now.
Really,
like
I
the-
didn't love the eyes. I kind of
the
wish you
red-
could see a little bit more of the white in his eyes through the mask. It's a little too
Well,
sunken in
I
and
see-
dark for me in the eyes.
I had issues with the other mask. His face looked scrunched.
Yeah.
With the red mask.
You think
This
it'll
one, it
stay
kinda
like
just
this, or they'll change it if they?
It always changes.
Yeah.
For
I think they'll go
toys.
back to red, and I
Just
want
for
them
one
to add
episode.
a Daredevil logo on it because otherwise it just looks like a weird military suit.
Right.
Right.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that suit looked awesome.
Yeah,
I think
I
this
Yeah,
is
the
my
yellow
favorite
looked better than I
suit.
thought it would. As a
Yeah.
gold
My
or
favorite
whatever.
suit since his black suit, his first
The
suit.
first homemade one or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's I like the way he acquired this outfit too, and the whole process of having a designer in LA. I mean, obviously, there's a designer that is in Daredevil. I forgot the character's name who designed.
He
the
is in
suits.
jail.
Oh, he's in jail. Is that okay?
Oh wait, did he die? I can't
I
remember.
can't remember.
Spoiler. I can't remember if he's died. He died or went to jail, but
Right.
Oh, the guy
he
who made
turned
his
on
original
Daredevil
suit.
at the end, and then he got caught by police.
Okay.
I can't remember.
All right. So basically, it's time for Daredevil to get a new suit maker. I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and the rest of the episode was cool. I mean, we obviously furthered along in She-Hulk's and
Yeah,
Jennifer's story arc with.
I feel like we got the obligatory hallway fight for Daredevil.
Oh yeah, we did too. Yes. Yeah.
His fighting was awesome. I love how he wasn't just a brawler. They remembered he actually had some martial arts training.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was always the problem. The Daredevil show was he was just always just a little too much of a straight up brawler and didn't
Really?
really.
I
Okay.
think
I don't
that was an attempt for realism.
Yeah, it was definitely going for realism, but they established that he was trained by Stick, right? And
Yeah.
Stick is a martial arts expert, so
One
why
of
is he
the
boxing
best.
the whole time when he should be a combination of boxing and martial arts, which
Right.
is
I know, right?
kind of his thing.
Yeah, I guess the Warner kind of calls more
the-
for a.
Him throwing the
brawler,
baton was
you know?
perfect.
That
The
was
baton
cool, and then
bounce, that was classic.
or then he had the wire one too.
Yeah, that was classic. I love that.
Sick, and I like his him pointing out the difference between henchmen and goons,
Yes, that was cool.
So,
which is like something I always
Yeah.
kind of just use interchangeably
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
themselves, you know. And that's nice. I like that. It's a kind of a Venture Brothers moment, you know.
It was, yeah.
Like how they kind of just the whole genre, taking a realist look at the whole genre of superhero stuff.
And we have the season finale next week. I assume it's season finale, not series finale. And yeah, I mean, I'm curious to know where it goes. Do we think we? I mean, I love the fourth wall breaking. Like they really, in the last 2 weeks, they've done some great fourth wall breaking.
yeah.
Did you guys notice the Carrie reference at the end of this episode?
In what sense?
Carrie.
Stephen
The
King.
movie, the horror movie.
Yeah, no, I get that. In what sense? I don't remember the.
Well, the shot
connection.
for shot of
Okay.
her like standing there in red all over and her looking at the crowd.
Oh, okay.
Like they just
Carrie, just the
dumped
blood
blood
dumped.
all over her. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
like shot for shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we missed that one too, as well as
Yeah,
the
the
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Yeah,
yeah.
how do we? I think we were both taken in by her.
I was watching
making
that on my
comment
phone.
about-
I didn't even see the
Oh,
things in her
really?
hands.
Oh,
Well, see,
yeah.
I
I
was-
thought that was funny. Yeah.
Well, I was
yeah, missed it
distracted
too.
by her mentioning Red Hulk right
yes.
before,
Right.
like a
Yeah.
second before she
Uh-huh.
jumps out. So I was just like,
Yeah.
wait, what? Red Hulk? And so
Yeah.
it made me miss that one. But yeah, I saw online, someone did like screenshot comparisons to the last few scenes of where she's standing on stage, like
Oh,
looking
right.
at everyone, and it's,
Okay.
it's
It's
the
like-
same shots as Carrie.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
Pretty shot
That's
for shot. It
interesting.
looks great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And
That's
it's a good
good.
reference to Savage She-Hulk, where she's a little less in control of her
It
powers.
was the most
Yeah.
Hulk she's been.
Yeah.
She's just grunting.
I'm curious as to see whether this is just, I mean, obviously it's a temporary thing, or whether she has to gain control of this. And I'm assuming she has to
I
gain
think
control.
she was just angry. I don't think she really
Okay.
lost full control.
It looked
All
like
right,
she
okay.
got control as soon as all the cops had all this.
I don't know about that,
She
because
kinda
she
just,
would
like,
have
calmed
said
down a
something.
little
No, she would have said something. It was she looked
well,
at the
they kinda leave
audience
you
like it
guessing.
was a grunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, she was
They leave you
still,
guessing.
yeah. I think, I guess. I
They
mean, if
pushed
she
her on
was
the
other
savage,
side.
she would have just obliterated them,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry,
Yeah.
Elijah, what were you saying?
I mean, they definitely pushed her to her edge. She's like,
Yeah.
she's like ready to like, whatever. She's just about to like get in a fight or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
hard
Do
to.
you think that's a good
they
angle,
left-
huh? Like
Yeah.
for an antagonist, for
Yes,
someone
yeah.
like She-Hulk, is
Yeah.
just getting her to lose her shit.
Yeah.
Antagonist.
I
What do
also
you think
liked
their angle is.
Yeah, well, I did enjoy also the other that it took Daredevil to kind of find that balance between who she could be as She-Hulk and as Jennifer, and Bruce never kind of got that through to her at the beginning, obviously, and it was like
Yeah, I think like Daredevil has a lot of field work on him, whereas like
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo or Bruce Banner, just his advice just comes up to having to calm yourself down, whereas
Right.
Daredevil has experience as a vigilante.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Daredevil's
was
out there
kinda-
experienced more love, loss, and like betrayal. He's experienced so much more things in his
More
show.
human stuff than any
Right.
Hulk has ever dealt with, you know?
yeah.
His stuff, Hulk stuff, was so much bigger. It was like getting sent off into space. It was destroying a city. It was all this big stuff, but it wasn't very human.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was cool to see in a team up of two very different superheroes.
Yeah.
Something we haven't, something similar to like when we watched, in Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
when Romanoff and Captain America were like forced to work together. You see the differences in their style, whereas he goes in like silent and she just smashes through.
Yeah.
It's nice. I like seeing
Yeah.
that. Like
That
I
was-
like when Marvel does that. It's nice.
Yeah.
Good character work.
Classic Marvel team up stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Makes it fun and diverse with interesting stuff. Yeah. Any other thoughts on She-Hulk at this point?
Intelligentsia
okay.
are bad people.
Oh yeah, intelligentsia. It's yeah. I mean,
I know, right?
is it? I mean, is it? I'm trying to understand their angle. It's like, She-Hulk
don't
hasn't
know what
done
they're going
anything.
for.
Yeah, I mean, She-Hulk hasn't done anything kind of
They want her
really
blood.
crazy. Yeah, they want her blood, but
I think it has to relate back to Leader somehow. And I think Todd
Yeah.
is probably acting on his own.
right.
I think he's calling himself Hulk King to just because I think he wants a bit of that Hulkness, that some of that
Yeah.
gamma radiation.
Right.
I think he's definitely probably working for Leader or something.
Yeah, but the idea of what is their purpose of trying to push that little video at the end saying we've
to
got
make her
cell phone-
angry
it's just
and
to make
to
her
Showing
angry.
that Hulks are bad. that-
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. Basically,
and,
that was
to
it.
show that
Yeah,
she's a problem.
okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
so
they
that
want
was
the
basically it.
media to turn on them. Is basically what people
All right.
tend to do in real
So-
life.
And
That
yeah,
was-
same
that's
thing
their
with
goal.
celebrities
Yeah.
and the way they
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
Just a
Right, so
celebrity
yeah, it's
shaming
good.
type
You
thing.
catch them
Show-
off
show the
guard
negative
and
side.
show them.
There you go. That answers
But
that.
I would like to add, how much of a deal was that he got a Wakandan staff for only $1 million?
Yeah, yes.
I think it was fake.
That's vibranium, for God's sake.
Yeah.
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 How great
mil?
was it when he said Wakanda forever and Jen said that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
It reminds me of
That
that.
was-
Remember that
shit. That was
SNL
great.
skit with like when Chadwick Boseman was hosting and they were like coming out of the show, and then that white guy was like, "Wakanda forever." He kept doing it, but it made all the black people uncomfortable.
Oh, really?
It kind of felt like that.
Oh,
If
wow.
you guys have seen that skit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you think that's a real? Or that's got to be fake, right? He got swindled.
He
Because
got
there's no
swindled.
way
This
you're
dude's an
getting-
idiot.
like that. You think of like the amount of vibranium it takes,
Mhm.
like, and how much that costs.
Yeah.
Like that little axe thing in the first movie, that Claw and Eric get out of that was billions of dollars right there for a
Yeah.
whole spear. Holy crap! A mill?
Swindled.
He got swindled. It's got to be
Yep.
fake.
Yep.
I feel like someone like him would get swindled by something like that.
That's what I'm saying. This dude is not smart.
Yeah. Or he's just like so cocky that he gets kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're probably as rich as him, a millie,
Yeah.
in his words, isn't much.
Yeah. Yeah. Millie. Yeah. He's an annoying character, but I think
He's
gonna
the
be
worst.
a great villain at the same time. I mean, like he's portraying this annoying character very well. The
I
actor.
was trying to remember where I recognize him from because
Yeah, he
it's the
seems
movie
familiar.
Baywatch. He was in the movie
Oh.
Baywatch.
he's in
with,
that.
I haven't seen it.
The Rock. Yeah, he was the
Okay.
comedic relief. That was.
Okay.
He was pretty good in that movie. He was funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's a funny
Well,
dude.
I'm enjoying the character because he's just obnoxiously annoying, but I'm enjoying the performance of it. So.
He's playing the part perfectly because everyone
Yeah.
hates him.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So the other thing that dropped this week, Werewolf by Night. And again, Max, you were not there for the reaction videos. So what are your thoughts on Werewolf by Night?
Oh man, I loved it. Just give me more Elsa Bloodstone. I'm just a big fan of the character. I'm just happy she was used.
Right.
I would have liked a little bit more Werewolf because we got so little of him.
You're right. I agree there.
But we got more Man Thing than Werewolf. But I won't complain
Yeah.
about that. Man
Yeah.
I
Thing's
like
great.
the amount of werewolf we got was pretty good.
Yeah.
I loved
James-
how traditional he looked.
Yes.
Holy
Yeah.
crap!
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the actual monster films. I was expecting to see like Dracula come out, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher Lee's Dracula to pop up.
Yeah. I mean, they used to.
so
I mean,
cool.
it seemed like they still used a lot of old school film techniques, not just in camera work, but in everything from miniature models to
Yeah.
visual lighting effects and stuff like
Or
that.
they really nailed the miniature model, which
Yeah,
you could just
Michael-
do with CG nowadays.
Yeah,
Michael
but-
Giacchio just killed it. I think he's
Yeah,
going to have a
as a
pretty
director.
healthy career as a director now.
Yes.
It was definitely,
Yeah.
I think, leagues above a lot of what Marvel's putting out, both like just creatively wise.
Yeah.
Streets ahead.
Yeah, it really kind of was. So,
Well,
Yeah.
Elijah, what were your thoughts?
I loved it. I thought it would worked. I hope that there's more. I hope they make it like a series where they just continue on with Werewolf by Night like episodes, which I think would be really fun.
Yeah,
So-
it's interesting they used it as a presentation, and I mean, I assume they just had this budget for just one little project just to test the grounds because it is a ground tester.
Yeah, right.
Am I
It was
frozen?
it's like a gray area between one shots and shows.
Yes, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
you're right.
But it's nice. We're officially introduced to the monster underworld of
Right.
the MCU.
yeah,
We have monsters. It's been confirmed.
yeah. Now that's
mean,
supposed to have been present day, apparently. So
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to Loki about that because he brought up the fact that it could be an alternate timeline.
Hmm.
And I actually, the whole time I assumed it was present day. I don't know why. It's just the vibe I got was.
Well, there
probably-
was a reference in the narrators talking about the Avengers, I guess. So.
Correct, exactly. Yeah, that'd have to be more or
And
less.
some
Oh,
of
yeah,
the
that's true.
tombstones,
Time.
like one of them was like 1986 or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
we were
right.
looking at the dates on the in
Yes.
the mausoleum for
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
evidence on what
Yes.
the time frame was, but
yeah,
that was the latest one that we got.
yeah.
I do hope they push Elsa Bloodstone just across all media now. She's just a fun character that's always been like criminally underused,
Right.
and she was so good in this show or this special that I think they could just put her in loads of different stuff. I'd love to see her in Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'd like
Well,
to
I mean-
see all of them.
Yeah, I mean that's the idea that
Wolfman,
these characters are all
Man
just gonna,
Thing.
they're all just gonna come together in a reality of horror characters, which would be fun. I mean, yeah,
I loved seeing Man Thing's powers actually being used.
I didn't know what his powers were. Obviously,
So
they were.
it's really confusing. His powers are I don't want to say fear based, but his whole kind of thing is those who feel fear burn at the Man Thing's touch. So it's like if you look at him and feel fear or whatever, and he grabs you, like you burn up and like.
Gotcha.
They haven't really defined what it is. I think someone said it's acidic online. I was trying to figure out literally how he burns the other day because I was curious.
Yeah.
But
It seemed like electrical because it was electricity that came out of his hand when he.
yeah, it's always
grabbed it on
kind
the
of
head.
ill-defined in the comics about how they burn, that whether it's mystical or even I think maybe Nexus related. But
Gotcha.
yeah,
That's the most violent Marvel thing we've seen so far.
there was limbs chopped off.
Yeah.
There was people
Yeah.
burning alive.
Well, I don't
give
know,
it the
Brent.
most-
What's
Well-
more violent than that one?
I guess so. I mean,
MCU.
yeah, I mean, there's some stuff.
Well,
in,
if you could tell me right now, that would be
I
great.
mean,
I would have to. I would have to.
Thing.
I feel like there's other stuff that we've seen that's pretty jagged as well. But I'd have to stop and actually think. But then
Well,
again,
yeah, there has
Jason,
been-
You
there has
watched it more
been.
than yeah.
There has been, and
But as
I
an
think this is
overall,
the
you're
most.
referring to most in a
Yeah.
single story. Okay.
Well, the most violent stuff we've seen.
Okay.
I feel like, right? Like that
Yeah.
lady getting burnt from like
Yeah.
her way he picks her up, and she like,
that was so great.
Yeah.
and like since it's black and white, they could be as gory as hell. You
Yeah.
know?
Correct.
Yeah,
This is
that
Yeah,
was
there's
the-
a
Grab
real
right-
hell of the blood.
right through the
Yeah.
chin, like
Yeah.
what's his name?
Did you guys see there was a
Hot
reference to Gore the God Butcher on the wall?
Yeah,
Really?
like original gore. I was gonna
Original
say
gore.
I didn't
something
see
like
that.
that. I was gonna
really?
say that because he had the tentacles. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's the,
the
panel
drawing.
of Thor stabbing him with the axe, and they just
Yeah.
redid the panel in whatever art style they were using on the wall.
Yeah, the hallway that leads into that atrium
Yeah.
with
Oh,
all the
that's cool.
heads. There was like just all types of artwork of monster killing, and yeah, it
That's
was like OG gore drawing. I was
That,
I
and
was
I'm
gonna
pretty
say
sure,
something, but I thought I would be too far fetched. But
I think
Since Matt
the
saw it-
Yeti-like creature on the wall. I think that's Wendigo. I don't think anyone said that yet, but I think it's Wendigo.
I
don't
just
know
called
who
it.
that is.
I just called it a
He is-
Sasquatch.
He's like a white Yeti Sasquatch-like creature that was introduced, or not introduced, but was he was in the same story that Wolverine was introduced in.
Was
Right.
was that his head on the wall then?
I think so. I
There
think it
was like a- there was a
Wendigo.
Yeti-
Wendigo. Yeah, I think that's what I assumed. That's the only.
Yeah.
That I thought that
Oh,
was
yeah,
the
those head on the wall.
reference.
That thing that looks like Man Bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I thought that was just like a vampire head, a vampire.
These are like
something
general
weird.
monsters, I think.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
just fill the space. But then Gil Garcia Bernal's character was kind of just looking as like, oh, my friends.
Yeah. And the score I thought was fantastic too. Of course, it was directed and produced by Michael
I think it's Ginocchio.
Giacchino. Yes, thank you. And yeah, he did compose his own movie, which is perfect. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought he did such a great job. I think he's gonna get a lot more work after this.
Yeah, I know. It's like, obviously he was given the chance and the shot. It's like it's great.
It's
I'm glad
nice.
that
It's
could do
kind of cool
something.
that he was able to
Yeah.
do some, and it's short. It's like a student film.
Yeah, it also felt
Yeah.
so different than the rest of the stuff Marvel's been putting out lately.
Yeah.
It didn't
Yeah.
have that feel whatsoever. It had its own flavor to it, which really,
correct. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought made him look so much better than a lot of the other.
It made it more interesting because we're getting very similar story.
Yeah, exactly.
Arcs coming, which is it's fun, but it's like it's getting to that point of like, okay, we need to see some much more different things.
Yeah, we need
And
much
we're
more
starting to
diverse
get that,
tones in
and we
Marvel.
are getting that. We are getting that from this phase. There is a lot more very diverse styles of filmmaking, but
This
It's
has been
like
like
characters. We're just getting a bunch of new Marvel characters now, like and everything.
yeah,
this has
Yeah.
been like the
Cool.
this is the
Like the
this is the-
secondary, third, so,
yeah.
like the odd characters they're throwing
Yeah.
in movies now.
I feel like
Yeah,
this
like,
is
here's
the
America
spook-
Chavez. We don't know what we're gonna do with
Yes.
her yet, but here she is.
I feel like this is the spooky phase of Marvel.
Yeah,
For
It's
sure.
been a lot more scary. Like even like in Miss
Blade,
Marvel,
Man Thing.
in Miss Marvel, in
Moon
introducing Jins.
Yeah, Jins.
Jins. You got like the multiverse of madness, which is like
Yeah.
scary. We have a witch, and then we have monsters
Agatha
now.
coming up, yeah.
yeah.
And now we have we have Blade coming up soon.
Yeah, I mean, is Agatha one of those characters they'll probably throw into that mix, won't they? With
I think Agatha, they're just gonna ride the success of Catherine Hahn's Agatha. I think
Right.
they're gonna be
Right.
You know, she's always just kind of like not a secondary villain, but just an old hag of a villain who's just, I'm gonna be evil in the background.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
I think they're gonna make her be more evil in the forefront because Catherine Hahn just eats up every scene she's in.
Right. Yes.
So I feel like they're gonna start her show with Scarlet Witch just destroying that temple, and then the spell's gonna be gone. She's gonna be
Oh
released.
yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
That
Yeah.
would be
That would make
interesting.
sense. That would make sense. That's where it would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see a theory online that they're going to use her as kind of. There's this book or I don't know if it's even still out, called Strange Academy, where it's like all the kids who have mystical powers get together and learn from teachers. And there's rumors that she could be doing that because in the comics she is one of the teachers at Strange Academy.
Right.
So people think that she could be the one that's in charge of teaching magic to a younger generation of people in the MCU.
Yeah.
Another team up.
Hey, Elijah,
Yeah.
do us a favor. Close off because your image is frozen on the screen right now, and then it's been frozen for the last like 5
Yeah,
minutes.
you got that face there.
Yeah, it's like
What?
and
No
then
one told me?
so well, we just thought the
I was hoping you would
conversation
snap
was
back.
I thought it was just me, so I didn't say
yeah,
anything.
just close out and
Give me
then
one
jump
second.
back in again. It'll
you could, like-
reboot you. There you go. All right. But yeah. I mean, yeah. It's been a very productive MCU
Very productive.
couple of months, and yeah, and then we basically have got what is it? Wakanda Forever coming up, and then that's
In
it
about
for
a month,
MCU.
yeah.
And then that's it for MCU this year. I think, right? Oh wait, no, we'll have Groot. We'll have the Guardians of the Galaxy special.
Yeah, and then that takes literally till the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's the one thing. New York Comic Con is going on right now, and I don't know when there's a Marvel panel, but maybe we haven't heard anything yet.
I don't know if Marvel
special.
Studios
Not
is
much.
there. Marvel's been releasing stuff all weekend about new comics.
Oh, really? Yeah, but there's been nothing on the Guardian special, which I was like, okay,
I don't think Marvel Studios is there. I think it's just Marvel Comics is.
Really?
Marvel
Okay,
Comics
okay.
is
Yeah,
really
let's not-
going
let's-
in this year with a lot of stuff.
okay.
Let's not forget what it's really supposed to be is for comics.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it's-
for sure. But
I think
but,
they're taking advantage of that. I think they know they
Yeah.
did all the D23 stuff. They did all their announcements. I think they've announced all their.
Well, they
How
did
far
the
do we
announcement,
need?
but they
It's like
still
there.
haven't shown us anything from this Guardians special.
It's
so
not.
it's
They're gonna
like,
wait till like Thanksgiving to do all the
Yeah.
Christmas stuff and stuff. People
I
get
guess
into the
so.
holiday
Oh,
season.
yeah,
holiday
maybe we'll get
season's
something.
officially kick off.
Yeah, fair enough.
Probably that'd be a good thing to kick off the holiday season, actually, right?
Yes.
In the
yeah.
tradition of Star Wars,
Mhm.
Guardians is doing a holiday special.
Yeah.
I think it'll definitely be referenced.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
I think
right?
Peter Quill will definitely say something about Life Day or something
The,
like
the
that.
fact that they're just
don't know
doing
about
it is
that.
a reference.
Yeah, it's a
to-
reference to
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah. That's
I
gonna
mean,
be fun.
they're following all. We're doing all the steps of
Mhm.
of like doing the Star Wars traditions, and even doing like a disco version of the theme song. You know?
I think they're even gonna do something like the Star Wars special did, where they're gonna have a whole section in just Groot's language, but with no subtitles.
yeah.
I don't know. I think you're jumping into
That
the
would be
Star Wars
awesome.
holiday special a little too much. Of thought that this is going to connect to that too much. That's just my opinion.
Well, I
don't
mean,
know.
like, if it
Well,
wasn't
reportedly
for
they're
this,
gonna be in
if it-
LA.
they wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't a Star Wars holiday.
Yeah,
special,
no, for
right?
sure.
I feel like there's at least some going to be loose thread as to a tie towards, to aim towards the movie at least. I mean, it feels like that they should have these little
Well,
threads.
reportedly
It's
they're
been a
gonna be-
while since
They,
we've
they
had
were
the Guardians
filming at
film.
the TLC theater,
Hmm.
so reportedly they're gonna still be on Earth, which is weird.
Right.
'Cause
Okay.
You saw them in Thor, and they were
Yeah.
out in the galaxy
Yeah.
guarding
Yeah.
it.
They're just still doing
Maybe
their
maybe,
thing.
maybe they
and-
go to Earth after they've been out there with the galaxy. I don't know.
Like after Thor, we need another vacation.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm curious whether they'll do any tie-ins to Gamora in this, or whether they're just going to.
Oh no, I think James Gunn already said that Gamora's not going to be in it. She's not
Oh,
going
it's
to be
not gonna
mentioned.
be.
I think
Okay.
TD said she's probably not going to be mentioned.
She's too
Got
busy
what I remember.
running. She's too busy leading the Ravagers,
Yeah, fair enough.
which is
But,
probably what she's going to be doing in the
yeah.
Last Guardians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we still haven't got Elijah back. He's having issues with his internet now. So, But he'll be back soon. Yeah. So yeah, any other Marvel news you guys have come across this week, or
Oh, there was something. I'm trying to remember
any
what it was.
any new comics or anything, Max?
Oh, there was a couple big ones. Spider-Man #1, new #1 Spider-Man. Dan Slott's back.
Okay.
This is the end of the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
So if you like Spider-Verse and Moreland and that stuff, this is the book for you.
Right.
If you hated all of it, you'll probably hate this too.
Okay. Fair enough.
Spoilers, it gets real.
Okay.
Also, what else happened this week? Oh, if you're a Magneto fan, I'm not going to spoil anything. If you're a Magneto fan, this is the book to get. Yeah, if you like Magneto, just pick it up.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Who doesn't like Magneto?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Some people still think, he'll never make up for all the genocidal stuff he did, which is it's just true, but you know, it's still pretty cool.
Can you blame him though?
I mean, honestly, I like Magneto too much. I don't judge Magneto. I would judge Wanda a lot harder.
I'd be the same way if I had to live through the Holocaust.
Yeah, I mean.
So I mean, at least he's got some agency there, you know.
Well, it's not just that he went through the
seen
Holocaust.
The worst of
Holocaust,
mankind.
and the world like just still hated him, feared his people when he found his true people. It gets real.
Yeah, it was just a compound over that. So he's seen like the brutality that mankind could put on one another, and I understand his viewpoint.
As time moves on with something like Magneto and his background to the Holocaust, eventually it's going to get into a point where he would have outlived the.
Technically, no, not in the comics. They have mutant resurrection right now. At least for right now, they have mutant resurrection.
So it can be that from that period, it still exists in 2022.
Will
actually
never be changed.
Just recently, there's been rumors of like Denzel Washington playing like Professor X or getting like a
they wanted to do that for years.
Magneto.
I think Magneto is the one character I prefer his origin story to stay the same. I think it's a pretty important origin story for all of the mutants to have that one character who's lived through some major atrocities before the atrocities to mutants even started.
But there's expiration date for that generation.
Yes,
and as we move forward,
there's
not going to be anyone left who survived the Holocaust who are alive today. I mean,
I think they could just explain that. I think they could just explain it that he ages slower because of some magnetic.
They could just say that
in his body.
They could,
but I don't know. I think it's a pretty important thing to get away from because there's already so little Jewish characters in comics. Yeah. To take away a character like that and take away his origin story like that would be a little. You know,
oh no, that's on his like. It feels like it's the kind of character that could die and be resurrected in the same form or body and still continue the memory of what that.
Still white hair.
Max, you got Superman.
What was that?
Superman's Jewish, bro.
Yep.
Ain't he?
Yep.
No, I mean,
technically. But anyway,
you know, Batman's Jewish though. Batman has his mom is Jewish.
Oh, really? So that's Jewish blood.
I didn't know that.
Kane is Jewish.
Proper.
And,
that's cool. Proper Jewish.
There you go.
Yeah, I know.
That's down from your mom.
People always forget that. There's only, I think, one book where he goes into a synagogue and he mentions it very briefly about his mom wanting to be more religious, but he always pushed against it. And I always want someone to bring it back up that he was more you know.
So maybe not like the same way Daredevil's Catholic.
Does Martha Wayne have a maiden name? Like, do you know what it is?
Yeah, Kane, Martha Kane.
Oh, Martha Kane. Okay. Oh, so
Kane is full Jewish.
Creator.
Okay. Gotcha.
That makes sense.
The creator, Bob Kane.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, his name's named after Bob Kane.
Not Martha Finger.
Okay. Anyway, jumping on. Let's jump from Marvel to Star Wars. One of the things they dropped a poster for the Tales of the Jedi, which
that looks great.
Character posters, yeah, I think it's a cool poster. That show drops at the end of this month, and
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Ahsoka's lips look more luscious than ever.
What? Okay, I guess so.
Do they not?
That's a weird way to describe a child.
Yeah, that really is actually. Yeah, I mean,
we'll be in that crap.
Yeah, she's 14, dude. It's you know. Anyway, no, they've got, from what I can tell,
I was just thinking of Rosario Dawson.
From what I could tell, there's several stages of of Ahsoka, one at baby stage, one at 14, but the look of it when she's right in the early stages of, being connected to Anakin still, and then it looks like it's possibly post Order 66 is the third part of that story.
Well, it's obviously going to fill a gap that we currently have, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some gaps.
Yeah.
I mean, Rebels really didn't go into that much detail about where she's been.
Correct, yes. Yeah.
So I think there's still some gaps to fill between the Fulcrum years and the well, it's actually a lot of gaps to fill between a lot of different time periods. But
Yes, yeah. And then of course we've got the other three parts, which is all about Dooku, and I'm curious whether they might interact these stories or whether they'll play out.
I think Dooku is such an interesting character. Have a Jedi who lost the way of the Force, but doesn't fully believe in the Sith method. Still kind of sees there needs to be some sort of balance here.
Right.
Yeah, he's so interesting.
Yeah.
I know, so underused in terms of like his ideals.
Yeah. I thought that would. Yeah, I wish they utilized him a lot.
They just used him as just a Darth Vader type villain where he's just there to fight people.
Yeah.
When I don't know. I thought he had a really good point when he asked. I think he asked Obi-Wan or he asked someone to join him. Yeah. I thought that was it made way more sense than Vader's joining me because he's like, no, we could actually fix this whole situation and stop the Clone Wars.
Right. Because they're in like it could have possibly fixed something.
Well, remember also, I mean, this is directly penned by Dave Filoni, but this also would go back to conversations I'm sure he's had with George Lucas over the years about who was Dooku when he was younger, who was, how did he get into this? And I'm sure there are conversations we just are not privileged to until now.
And Dave Filoni was like, Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. What?
What is he like when he's younger?
Oh, okay.
It's like Alan Rickman.
Okay.
And so that's why he sounds like him.
I would have totally gone for just a young Christopher Lee. I mean, Christopher Lee sounded, he's got that same through accent. But I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what we get to see. I've already seen one of the episodes, as I've mentioned before, the baby Ahsoka, and the animation is just beautiful. The soundtrack is gorgeous. It's done by the Kiners, who do the Clone Wars and Rebels. So I'm excited to see. And Bad Batch, and Bad Batch as well, which we're still waiting for. Oh my god!
How old is How old is Ahsoka in Mandalorian?
30s or 40s, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, she's in her 40s, probably.
Something like that, yeah.
I think
it'd probably just be the age of Rosario Dawson.
I think they probably imagine pretty close to Rosario Dawson's age. Yeah.
And we do hear the voice of Ahsoka. I think it's Ashley Eckstein who actually voices her, obviously in the Rise of Skywalker at the very end there. So you've got this whole. We don't know where and how she's going to get there, and maybe we'll find that.
I want them to retcon that ending, so it's not that all the Jedis were dead, but that they were somewhere else. That's a lot of people to just die off screen, like Ezra and Ahsoka. I don't care about a lot of the before people, but it's weird for them to just decide that they're dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's like the idea of, I guess, the Last Jedi is that Luke was the last Jedi, so to speak. Well, no, actually, technically, she would be. Rey would be.
Yeah, Rey would be the last Jedi.
We're gonna see how stuff plays out in the future there. But that's
remember when Empire Strikes Back, I think a lot of people had backlash against Vader being Luke's father.
Yeah,
there were campaigns to retcon that.
But that's a great twist. I don't think
they've ever retconned anything.
I mean, there've been slight retcons. There've been, retcon-ish situations like Rex being at the Battle of Endor.
Yeah. Zachary, what are you trying to say here? No new animated shows. Forgot the name. Tales of the So Tales of the Jedi is just this series of shorts. But again, just going back to it again, I can't stop expressing how cool it was at Celebration when Dave Filoni's like literally talking about this show, showed us the trailer, and then showed us the episode, one of the episodes, and just how like he literally was sitting on a plane traveling back and forth across the country, and that was his time that he would doodle these little stories down, and somehow I'm sure he made it happen. It was just like these were stories that he wanted to tell. We have no idea. He kind of said this will be the only season, but I kind of get the feeling he's being kind of protective and saying he's probably got another 100 stories that he could tell,
Mm.
and I would
Oh,
love
yeah.
to see other stories in that genre. And again, I can't wait to react to this series in general because I think it's going to be amazing.
Give us a Jarl Proof episode.
Yeah, real proof. Yeah. Well, we get Yaddle in it, so and she's featured on the poster, so that's going to be kind of cool.
Yaddle.
Yaddle.
And George
Yaddle.
Betty
Battle the
erased
most
her.
forgotten Jedi.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's a few that get forgotten in there. But
There's a lot that got
yeah,
forgotten.
Yaddle's the
In
one that.
the,
Well, yeah, Yaddle, I believe, does have a death within the comics arc.
I think it's a
novels.
book. I think it's.
It was a book?
I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a book,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I always thought it was weird that Yaddle was one of the few Jedi who actually had like a speaking role that is just never seen again.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, but anyway, it's going to be
I wonder
fun
what
to see how
Yaddle
that
talks
plays out.
like. I wonder what she sounds like.
Doesn't she talk in the prequels? Doesn't she have like a line? I briefly remember.
No, she doesn't have a line. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm talking.
No, but she doesn't have a line. But wait. Did she?
She's
Wait.
sitting there in the council meeting.
yeah,
I
she's sitting
vaguely
there.
remember her saying something.
Yeah. I mean, I think they were just always afraid to kind of make another species of Yoda talk, and so I think we get we're probably going to get that chance to hear that
Yeah.
in Tales of the Jedi for the first
She
time.
just talks normally, just like Yoda's just messing with you
yeah.
guys.
It's
You
probably
guys don't
something.
believe anything.
He's an old man.
Well, she's probably.
He got bored around the age 500,
Yeah,
and
that's
since
it.
then he's
Yeah,
been off the
that's
rails.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
that's actually going to be kind of fun. I'm curious to see how Yaddle sounds and how she talks because it's like, is she going to have that mixed, content of dialogue like Yoda, or is it going to be something?
Oh, you see her
something different.
talking the Lego Skywalker saga.
I just realized that's exactly what I was thinking of.
That's what you're
That's
thinking
what
of
I-
instead
Oh,
of.
really? Oh, okay. Oh,
That is where I've seen her talk.
really? Okay. Well,
You're like,
technically, Lego's
that's
not
my
canon.
that's my prequel.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's it. Okay.
Wait, what? Lego?
I can't
is
remember.
Canon? Lego's canon?
No, Lego's not canon.
No,
I thought that's what you
not.
just said.
No, I said Lego is
Lego's
not
definitely
canon.
If it was canon, the show would be Star Wars would be a lot funnier.
If
Crazy,
it
yeah.
was
C-3PO would be
canon,
the
oh my
most
God.
heroic.
Yes.
Would be the most heroic
Yeah.
character if Lego was canon.
And the Freemaker adventures, Freemakers would exist in real life. Actually, I can still see them existing in real life, but in Star Wars. But
Oh,
anyway, it's just-
and Finn is a Jedi.
and yes, yeah,
Finn's got an M count, dude.
So jumping from Tales of the Jedi to Andor, we all saw that this week, and it was a slower episode, but heavily character driven.
Yeah.
Just yeah,
The axe forgets, but the tree always remembers.
yes,
I liked that line. That was great, and
Yeah.
it was kind of like if there was a theme to the episode, I feel like
Right.
that would have been it. Good stuff,
Yeah.
cuz. Good stuff, cousin. Saying some profound stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see some Jedi or some Star Wars tattoos.
yep,
I was
Just
thinking about that. He had
each
Star Wars
episode of
tattoos.
Andor,
Yeah, that was cool.
I learned more about this universe. It's
Mm-hmm.
great.
yeah.
I did like how they all got mad at him, like, you're taking money, and like a second later, like, it's cool. God, dude, that's
yeah.
Let's go. I'm out for revenge, dude. I like that they're just squashing it because too many times do we see people just withholding information
Yeah.
and it just becoming problems.
Yeah.
Reference to what's her name? Laura
Haldo,
Dern's.
yeah, Haldo, the Haldo maneuver,
Oh,
right?
Haldo, yeah.
The Haldo movie.
The whole
I'm sorry, that's the only one I
But
can
like
remember,
just
right?
that,
The
like
Haldo maneuver.
it's very opposite of what she does, where she just doesn't tell Poe what her plan is.
There was
Yeah, right.
a
Communication among these like
Yeah.
rebels
Yeah, I wonder why
is great in
Skarsgård
this
didn't
episode.
just be like, he's the best gun I found for this price.
you guys might
Wouldn't
not
that
have
just solved all the problems? Like,
Max might have picked up on it. Elijah and Jason, you may not have, but there was a line in there about with Kessel connecting the first mission of the Rebels crew from the animated series Star Wars Rebels.
yeah.
So there was a through line that was happening in that point in time, or
that's
roughly that
cool.
point in time, that was a rumor or a situation that was going on another part of the galaxy. Which is cool. I mean, that's basically the idea is like there are all these isolated cells across the galaxy, and
I would love
all
to
these
see
different
Zeb in this show from Rebels.
in this
I
show.
think yeah, in this show.
It'd be
I think
interesting to see live
He'd be
action.
out of that whole crew.
Yeah.
Hera would be cool too, but I think he'd be the
Yeah.
one that I think would be able to show up and be fan
Yeah.
service, but it wouldn't break
I
the story they're trying to tell.
I think our conversation happened a few weeks ago. It seems like Hera might be the only one that might make that crossover into the Andor world,
I
at
think
least
so.
in this season, or maybe next. It just seems
I
like
think Hera's the most likely.
and the reason is
She's
for
Casper,
Jason and
too.
Elijah. She basically is, like the key informant to the rebellion. The rest of her
And the best rebel
crew,
pilot.
yeah, but the rest of her crew are really not part of that informant. And in fact, in Rebels in season 1 and 2, it's like Sabine's always pushing to want to learn who this greater connection is and all that. And the idea is that, Hera puts it down and just says, no, you've got to understand this. This is like, you're not supposed to know. We keep isolated, so if something happens to one rebel cell, it doesn't affect the entire rebel community until they're ready to make their move, and that's still a few years down the track. So
I think the end of the season they're going to mention Fulcrum. That's just
I feel like Fulcrum has to come up at some point.
right.
In this
That's what I was
series.
thinking. Like this episode, they're just going to name drop. They're just going to say like, got information from
Yeah.
Fulcrum, and then just going to say something cool.
But I mean, I was always I wasn't sure if it was just one Fulcrum agent or several, and it feels like
I think Fulcrum could be a changing moniker.
yeah, I think so too. It was Ahsoka.
What's the
one of
Fulcrum? Is that a title?
It's a code name.
Yeah, Ahsoka was Fulcrum in Rebels.
Yeah. But then later on, Callus becomes Fulcrum in
Yes.
Rebels, and yeah. So,
That's cool.
Oh, I forgot he was Fulcrum too. Yeah.
Andor will be.
Yeah.
Actually, that's an interesting concept. Andor
That
could
is
become a
interesting.
Fulcrum. He could become a Fulcrum. We don't know yet. I like that thought.
As in a pivot point. And,
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's what they are. They're the people that are making the big tides in the galaxy and passing along the information.
Passing
or
on the
changing
information.
fight.
Yeah.
like the use of the word. It's nice.
It was clever in Rebels when it's like, why are they calling it a Fulcrum? Then Ahsoka shows up and literally like everything just changes.
Yes. Yeah. That was it. Yeah. Exactly.
I really liked Mouse's manifesto that he got to explain in the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
great.
cool.
Yeah.
And,
Mouse
like,
is a good
the
character.
thoughts of,
It's a pity. I think he's going to die, but
Oh, he talks to Oliver Twist. He's gonna be the first to die.
right. I feel like all of them
he's
are gonna
alive.
die.
yeah.
Everyone who
yeah, I
is
think-
I don't know if they'll go that far at the beginning. I think
No, I can
some
totally
of
see
them
Andor being the only one walking away from it and then rejecting the money.
possibly.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
And he's gonna have like a Han Solo arc.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
never stop to think what happens if this heist fails. I mean, we don't know if this heist is going to
Exactly.
succeed.
Yeah,
or
but
not.
that's the whole thing about this.
Yeah.
That's the level of realism they're putting on us right now. Is that
we
there is a
could
chance
observe a failure. Yeah.
that this will fail because
Yeah.
they've established a real world here. You know?
That would actually be. I would like to. That would actually be interesting to see. Something
Yeah.
that doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't work out this time. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Where's Jin during this? I'm pretty sure she's like 10 years younger than Andor, so she's
Yeah.
probably
Still just a kid.
Hiding.
More or less.
playing with toys,
Yeah.
wondering where her dad is.
Yeah.
This is like the beginning of Rogue One right now, right? Or well, I don't know. How
No, a
close
little
to
after.
age is she? It's like
There's-
after
Jin-
that, right?
She was probably 8 or 10 when
Yeah,
she was a
yeah.
little girl. And
So
then
she's just like, I guess,
10,
right? She
15
should she be around?
She's good right
She's
now,
She's
yeah.
being raised by Saw
She's
Gerrera.
probably about 14 or so at this time, I'm guessing. I can't remember the exact age. But it's.
I want to
yeah.
know what Benicio no, was it Benicio? Am I thinking of the right person?
from Last Jedi.
Right.
Yeah, I want to know what his character is.
Need a lift.
Like, because that dude, I feel like he's been
He's an
around.
interesting character.
I feel like he definitely was at some
Yeah.
point involved with the Rebels. Maybe not this early, but
Right.
I feel like he definitely crossed over with them at some point.
He's seen both sides, and he
Exactly,
understands
yes.
both sides very well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you don't really see much people like this, you know? It's
Yeah.
like the Han Solo if he just took the money and ran.
Yeah.
I
Kinda
think he'd be
deal.
such an interesting person to see him just betray the Rebels. I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry,
He'd be probably in
more.
his. I'm guessing he'd be
Yeah.
in his 20s by that now. Maybe,
He's like
maybe-
That's
just
what I was
that-
thinking. Like he'd be
just on the
alive, but he wouldn't
streets.
really
That-
be.
Yeah.
He's currently a death sticks dealer.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Probably.
What is that kid's name? I just call him Mouse because he's wearing the hat by the that the
thought his name
character
was
in
Mouse.
I'm still not
Yeah,
familiar with
because
all the
like
names.
in the
Yeah.
Matrix he's wearing the mouse hat.
Yeah.
that mouse is wearing. Who actually is the same guy who's selling death sticks to Obi-Wan.
Okay.
It's the same
That's
actor
funny.
who
Oh,
played Mouse in Matrix. He's also the slum. What's the guy's name?
I don't know.
Sleazebagano.
Sleaze.
Please Bago.
You have
That'd
the
be least
figure, right,
creative Star
Brent?
Wars name.
I don't have the figure, but well, I
The
stopped
one
playing.
with most value from that
What?
show.
I limited the amount of collecting I did
Bagano.
starting from after when the Attack of the Clones came out. I very limited my collection at that point, so I didn't actually pick up that.
well, you
particular-
need
I only
that
picked
one.
up Jedi. I only picked up Jedi at that point by Attack of the Clones. So figures.
You need that guy in your collection.
I don't need that. Well, actually, maybe I do have it. No, I don't think I've got him. I'll have to check and see. I've got like a 500 figures there or something. That's kind of crazy.
But yeah, I just call him that because it's his
There we
name.
go.
It's
Tevik. Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
And Skeet.
Skeet. Yeah, I mean, we get to see the final part of this heist. Obviously, it seems like this is a show that's definitely doing these little 3-story arc, little clumps, and I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, we
We're
got to
gonna
see the
have-
It's
money.
interesting. It feels like the end of a season and we're only like not even halfway through.
Yeah.
Shows how
and then-
dense it's been, huh?
I'm curious
Yeah.
to see, where they'll end up. Obviously, I mean, I'm curious to see this Mon Mothma and Andor if they ever meet. At
I think they will. I
this
think
point,
they'll.
so, yeah.
I don't think they'd
Yeah.
introduce both characters if they wouldn't meet by the end of the season.
Yeah, makes
There's
sense.
a lot of
There'd be-
episodes.
Yeah.
I can see they're
Yeah.
having multiple different storylines.
Cousin
You know?
Richie. Skeen.
Mm,
Skeen, that's his name.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. Mon Mothra is a mom Mothra.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
get to see them have
She's a
like
mom.
a-
Yeah.
A nice wasp engagement with her family. Very waspy.
Yeah. That's not a relationship that's going to go down well. I mean, it seems like, it feels like the husband's just going to be not traitor, but just simply.
He's
I don't know if you-
aloof. He's like, does it need to be depressing all
Yeah.
the time? I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of people don't see
he's
the
blind-
corruption that the Empire
Empire's
is doing,
Yeah, he's,
and like
he
watching the
purposely-
world crumble
Yeah.
around them. And
He's
I guess the
purposely
daughter,
blind to it.
yeah, and then the daughter is also the same way. She doesn't.
Yeah.
She's like, "What are you doing? You're just doing
Yeah.
this for your own." Like, she doesn't understand like
Yeah.
what she's actually doing it for.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just stuck in the ways of like, oh, you're just
Yeah.
doing this so you could show off to your friends.
Yeah.
And just show how noble you are, mom.
Yeah, and that's part of the obnoxious elements of Coruscant. It's like of people in that position, of families.
Well,
and-
she's coming from a world of decadence,
That's
and
it.
she's
Yeah.
these Gen Z, man.
yeah,
She's too stuck with her iPads and her TikToks. Doesn't understand the big picture. There's a revolution going on right now, girl. Get off the TikTok. Stop doing your dances.
but
Put down the
the clones are
phone.
gone, Dad.
that is going to
Take
be
your
interesting.
antidepressants and get to work.
That's going to be an interesting side story that's going to go on. I mean, what is the relationship between Mon Mothma and her
They're gonna
daughter
die.
in several years?
Her,
Yeah, I
relation-
think her daughter's
her
gonna die.
relationship in it
You think
is
really?
to encourage.
Eventually.
I think she's gonna turn Imperial personally.
The Jedi's the agent who's like, I know where Mom Mothma is.
I don't think there's enough time in this show
Could
for
be.
her to
Mon
become
Mothma's gonna be
Imperial.
like, you stay
Well, no,
here on
but
Alderaan
if
while
you
I
pick
go
up-
on this ship, and I'll
Yeah,
be back
but
for
you
you.
don't have to follow that. You just simply pick up somewhere down the track that she's.
That's it, Mom. I'm running away to Alderaan.
That she's kind of gone in this other direction, and this is like another kind of piece of the
It
punch
skips-
towards Mon Mothma, and
it
why
skip- It skips
Yeah.
a generation, huh?
it skips. It could. Maybe it will. I mean, I don't think the character is going to die. I think she's going to be and she's not going to be anything like betraying or anything. I just think it's going to add to Mon Mothma's kind of character that her own daughter has joined this other side that she is not a part
I
of.
think it would do more
And-
if she
and-
dies.
Really?
Yeah, I think that would add a lot more to Mon Mothra's agency if she
Really?
dies.
I
Yeah.
don't- By,
Yeah, I
by,
think so.
by
I think-
how?
I would
though?
think-
I mean,
Because
by-
like I mean,
by
look
Empire,
at
by-
like when we're introduced to Mon Mothra, she's just on a rebel ship on a base in Yavin, and
Yeah.
she came from this opulence, this like
Yeah.
what happened to her apartment, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
She dies, man, and
Well,
she's
she
got
lets- she
nothing
lets-
left, and she gives everything.
I
her
think she
all
did-
to the
I think-
rebellion
yeah, but
because
she-
of this. Like,
Yeah.
she's even more
Yeah.
in the game. She got more meat in the game than she ever
Yeah.
has. And so yeah, right now she's just kind of playing in the shadows
Yeah.
right now. There's that one push.
Neither
that-
did we. We had no idea she had kids until last week. It's like,
When
whoa,
this is
she's got a
Didn't even
daughter.
mention a family, I don't think.
Yeah.
Well,
Didn't
and then
mention a
this will
husband.
and then this will be the final
I think the
push
husband's
that
mentioned in the books. Yeah.
well, and this will be
In the books. Okay.
and then this will be the final push that we're just get her to go full head on
Yeah, could be.
into the rebels and become like a person among them, fighting with them by their side, you know, instead of just funding them.
Yeah,
So I think her
find out.
family's gonna die, dude.
I don't think so. I'm gonna go with the non-dying family, and simple as that. What does the chat think? I'm curious.
I mean, we don't see her ever
Yeah.
after this, do we? I didn't see
She'll
kids
definitely
in the-
lose.
in the-
Yeah, I agree here.
New Hope.
She'll lose her family, but I don't think it'll lose it to death. I think she'll just lose it to the opponents of the Empire kind of thing, and that they will always see the Empire. The husband and the daughter will always see the Empire as being an advantage and not a disadvantage of everything, and that blind
and
insight.
then so like in
the
A New
blind,
Hope, she's
blind
just
following.
and then in A New Hope, she's just fighting against her family. Then
Well, I don't even know about that. I just think the family is just chosen to just like be in their little sublime little world of empirism, and that's it. That they're just going to live that life thinking that is the way that they should be living their life.
mom's just going off with her friends to Yavin. You know, we'll just stay here on Coruscant.
I
Yeah,
hope the idea that Dengar will kill them. I just want Dengar to show up to do something random and just leave.
yeah. I don't know.
Arranged
Or Bosk.
marriage.
Bosk would be hilarious to just
Yeah.
show up, murder her family. It's like, all right, see you in 20 years.
Now, okay, arranged
Well,
marriage.
we had her
I
family we had her family murdered because we needed
yeah.
a reference to an
Yeah.
old person we saw, and
Yeah.
we just wanted to
Right.
include
That'd be so
a
funny.
cameo.
Yeah.
So we'll kill her family.
Yeah, I questioned this as well. Could she have come from an arranged marriage? The thing is, I looked on Wikipedia. I couldn't see any reference that has been delivered within the books and stuff that her culture dealt with arranged
Have there
marriages.
ever been an arranged marriage in Star Wars on Coruscant?
Coruscant is a pretty
don't
modern
know.
place. I don't,
That's what I was thinking. Like
I
Coruscant
don't
seems
see
pretty
that.
like straightforward of like people there married for love and
Right.
or
yeah,
power.
they
I think
look
she
like
married
a
for
real. They
power.
look
Yeah.
like a true couple, you know.
But
It's
yeah,
just-
they probably were in love at one point in time in their lives, and just slowly the idealisms changed with the
He
husband
jumped on the
seeing
Sheev
Empire.
Palpatine
That's
train.
it. Yeah.
She couldn't,
Yeah.
She couldn't get on.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
yeah, man. I wonder what their Thanksgiving dinners are like, huh? Hi guys.
Well,
Empire's
if
doing nothing wrong.
wait. If they have
Empire's
if they have Thanksgiving dinners in Star Wars, I'd be very concerned.
I'm just, you know what I mean, like a dinner
be a
with
life day.
relatives.
I get you.
Dinner
I get
with
you, I get you.
relatives? Imagine,
Empire
like-
Day dinner. Empire Day
Empire
dinner.
Day.
That's what it's. That's it. It's Empire Day dinner.
My uncle's coming. He always talks about how the Empire did nothing wrong.
Any other thoughts, Elijah, on this week's Andor?
No, I mean I agree with you guys. I loved it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
And
Do you
it's
think
exciting.
family's
because
gonna
it's-
die or not?
I don't know. I don't know about the death. We'll see. I think this because it's so long. I think there's going to be multiple storylines in
Yeah.
this. It's not just going to be one long drawn out story. It's going to be
You're right.
like
Right? How many
we're going
episodes
to have
we got
changes in the storyline. At least 2 or
12 this
3.
season. Yeah. So we're going to
Wait,
get
what?
4.
left? How many episodes left?
12. Oh, sorry. We've got 12 episodes total. So after this week, we will have
8,
6
right?
left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
we'll
we'll have
have
3 different major storylines.
Wait, how many
Yeah, 3
episodes left?
6 total.
Six.
Yeah.
Six.
Which means if we
I'm
do
bad
get
at
them in,
math.
if we get these
Nice.
remaining episodes in sets of 3, then we're going to get 4 sets of 3 episodes, and we already know that season 2. There's going to be, I think there's 12 more episodes, and each episode is going to take place.
Wait, hold on, I'll
each
be back.
each 3 arc episode is going to take place over the course of 1 year. So
Yeah.
it's going to be each
season
year will,
2?
yeah, and each year will build
it's-
up
I
right
think
to
season
just
2
before
is
Rogue
gonna
One.
be the building of the rebellion across the galaxy. Then.
Well, yeah, the first 3 episodes will be like year 2, closer to A New Hope,
Yeah.
and then so on and so forth until they get close to, right up to and connect right up to
Oh.
Rogue One. Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
these
they're
3.
gonna get right up against Rogue One at the end of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, so we'll get these 3 episode arcs that are primarily within the course of a year in the Star Wars universe. And originally they were going to go longer and do more seasons, but I think it was Diego Luna and the showrunner who kind of sat down and said, probably not. We can probably
You can't
pull
just
this-
cram unlimited story arcs
that's
into a
it,
set
yeah.
amount of time.
Yeah. You can't force it to add more and just like.
Well, that's the
otherwise
problem. I
things will
think
get
people have a
boring.
lot with a lot of different media where they just cram. They'll have like this takes place within 5 years, then 100 things happen.
Correct.
Like, this person
Yeah.
just not sleep.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, what other Star Wars news was there this week? What's that?
3D printing resin.
Oh, cool, nice.
that's
Oh,
cool.
good to test out the 3D
Nice.
printing. Nice, that's cool. Hang on a second. I pulled up this information. What was it? Oh yeah, there was mention. Okay, so this is kind of important.
Oh,
Mon
yeah, I
Mothma
saw
mentions the Gorman shipping lanes, correct? I think in last week's episodes that they'd been cut off, and yet in Star Wars Rebels, when we're like season 3 or 4, I think it was, year 3 or 4, she is pulled away and joined and forged the first rebellion when they get the first ships together. Mon Mothma kind of this all took place that Gorman was more or less attacked, destroyed, whatever it was. So apparently, from rumor, we actually are going to be seeing this event take place in the Andor universe, where we're actually going to see the events of that comment about the Empire. This is the thing that is part of the spark of the rebellion. Apparently, this is the situation where it gets a lot of people to turn and go the other direction and break away from anything of the Empire as to how it plays out. So I'm hoping that comment stays true, that they will play into that, and we'll see these events take place somewhere.
Yeah, I like that the way the Empire is portrayed. Kind of like there's these a lot of the goons are just slobs.
Yeah, but remember, we haven't even seen. Well, they're not really Empire though. Those guys are kind of
Oh yeah, whoever those guys are.
Yeah, no, for the most part. Oh, sorry. Oh, the guys in the Oh, I see what you mean. On the ones who are shooting at the temple, there is Empire. Sorry, there's Imperial. That we haven't seen a single stormtrooper yet. So,
I was just about to say that we haven't seen any stormtroopers, which is kind of weird. I don't know if it's just a problem with getting that much armor all in the same place, or
I think they
Well,
just.
there's just not much shooting going
Yeah.
on. This is all they're really good for.
I feel.
Well,
I mean,
no, but they think they'd
getting
be there.
shot and
There's like
shooting.
guarding
Yeah.
place, stuff like that. Like you'd
Yeah.
see them in the hallway walking by.
yeah.
Well, see that this is what this is the state of the Empire, though. They're so cocky. I mean, Andor said it himself. They're
Yeah.
full of themselves. That's how he's able to sneak in.
Right.
And
Correct.
That's
so,
true.
like, you're seeing them at kind of like this lazy stage of that they own everything. So why do they even need to try it? There hasn't even.
It
this is like
allows
the-
them to
the-
be open for. To be
The rebel
compromised.
hasn't even shown themselves yet.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
they don't even know about it. We got
Yeah.
Deidre, who has the only person who has a clue that there's rebels forming right now.
She and Cyril
Her and
have
her-
to. Yeah, they're going to be hooking up for sure. And I say it in the reference of they're going to go
They're gonna
after.
take
them.
whatever that
Yeah.
weird
She
Star
has-
Wars space pill is and just.
She
Yes.
has her baby Tarkin with her, so
Yes,
Didn't need
he
any-
kind of. Yeah,
her
yeah.
bestie.
The little groveler, the
But like
little toady.
this is the just like the cockiness that they have right now. It's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
we're the best. I like
Yeah.
it. Even
Yeah.
down
Oh,
to
yeah.
like each soldier, just like concerned about, oh well, does this come with a title?
yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
like
It
this
just adds
hotel
more-
good enough for you? It's like that's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, can I get the title that I was? I know it doesn't come with extra pay,
Yeah.
but I would like
Yeah.
that title. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
And
It just
and
shows,
that
like,
and
what
that
their
building. Throw
concerns
everybody
are.
out of that building, and I want that building. It's
Yeah,
pure and
it's
simple. Yeah.
It shows that like they're all kind of at this point of where
Yeah.
they're just not even trying that hard. I mean, it was reflecting on the state of the corporate police that Cyril was a part of.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah.
And even it reflects even in the Empire itself, how people are
Yeah.
kind of just like, no, you know what,
Yeah.
rebels? Are you kidding me? No, dude, don't even deal with that. We're too powerful for that shit.
Yeah.
They're getting
I-
lazy, and I
I-
think this is the
yeah.
right time to strike for them.
Yeah.
And this is how
Right.
the rebels able
Well,
to strike because they got their
make their
guard
way
down
into
like
it.
slightly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Wonder Eye Celebration Dance of Songs. Yeah, this is going to be kind of a big visual cosmic event. We see part of it in the trailer, but we didn't know what it was in the trailer. And now we assume that's all that. But the other thing I was going to say about this is we're almost through most of the scenes from the trailer at this point. So I think by the end of this episode, we'll be getting stories and visuals we have not seen anything of and connected to, again, like they have been doing with the shows. So I'm excited to see where we go from here. But
Aldani.
yeah, I mean, this whole escape in the eye kind of thing is going to be just a cool visual effects moment, but with, I'm sure, a very tense escape. I'm sure it's going to be very action-packed as well.
Oh, I think it's going to be a big action-packed episode.
I do want. I like that. I want Skeen to survive. That'd be great.
Yeah,
I feel like he'll lose an arm or something. I don't know why. I feel like he's going to end up just maimed.
I love the line though. His axe. The axe forgets what the tree remembers.
Right. Yeah.
It is totally that. I mean, we even end with Cyril kind of just obsessing over the axe that cut him down.
Yes.
Who Cassian doesn't even remember the guy. He doesn't even know the guy's name. He's like, "Where'd you get this gun?" He's like, "I don't know. He's not important."
Yeah.
But he's like obsessed. He's the tree that was cut down by the axe.
It goes right back to Les Miserables and
Jean Valjean.
Yeah, Javert searching for and continuing to hunt all of his life. Jean
Check
Valjean.
the tally. I think you've mentioned that a lot more than I've mentioned The Wire so far.
And then what's this little comment here? Is Caspian gives Skinner the Kyber crystal, tells him to leave, and Andor stores
like that,
the Imperials and the others escape. Yeah.
I like that. It automatically corrects to Caspian.
So I mean, we've got another episode next week. Of course, it was a very good, slow but
I've watched it like 3 times.
Yeah, I've watched it a few times now. It was good.
I really like
performances are amazing too by all.
Yeah, the whole thing that Tevik has with his the machine was a really good scene. I really liked that.
Yeah.
That was cool. I like when they focus on like just the technology and stuff and how that works in the Star Wars universe. He's like, dude, I know this thing's hard to use, but it's true, dude.
Yeah.
Unlike any thing made and unlike anything that's like made by the Empire, like this is some old school shit. This is before any actual judgment. So use this. This thing's true.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Such a rich world they're building.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Yeah. What else is there? What else has been going on? Actually, just keeping on the Star Wars thing, because it's been New York Comic Con, what's it called? Hot Toys and Sideshow haven't released anything new, but they've been dropping stuff online like constantly. They've actually got the Cobb Vanth figure, which is coming out, which is like it's
cool.
up for pre-order. It's
Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, Timothy Oliphant. It's like but it's I like it. It's cool. I mean, it's like I don't know if I'm going to get this particular figure, but right now it's like it's kind of like trying to watch my wallet kind of thing. But then they've also got like all these guys, all the Inquisitors, which are freaking beautiful. I don't know. Wow. I just got this obsession with the Hot Toys stuff. And then, of course, they've got the droid set that are coming out.
That looks cool.
Nice.
Yeah, with from Pelly's droids. Some of Pelly's droids. Looks like they're going to eventually do the other 2 pit droids, which is kind of cool. That's a set I would really seriously would like to try to kind of focus on.
Cool. The droids.
It'd be cool if the pit droids could fold up.
Yeah, technically,
but I don't think that's possible.
I don't think it's physical.
Possible.
Yeah, I don't think it's physically possible. I think this is
actually
There's
too much material on the body for it to fit inside the head like that.
Yeah, and in fact, the ones that I've got the old Hasbro
12-inch,
and they do.
How many of those you got, Brent? How many of those guys you got?
Well, they came in packs of 2 when I bought them. Just remember that. I got total of 16 figures, so 8 packs I picked up. But they were on sale back in the day. Like JCPenney had these amazing sales with all the old toys when they were getting rid of the stock in the late 90s, and I was just like, pit droid, more another pit droid. It was the same with Jawas. I got several Jawas too.
The same with Jawas.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Every time I saw them, I got them.
Yeah.
They were rare. You could never they weren't peg warmers for that's for sure. You know.
Yeah. But
among the Dengars and Landos.
And then Yeah, and so the other shows, I know Elijah's not as interested, but Rings of Power, guys, did we check out Rings of Power this week? The
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, come on, there was some cool stuff that happened in this week's episode.
The ending was
Jason's
good.
trying to remember.
Yeah.
Jason, look at Jason's face. He's trying to remember.
Yeah.
Jason is trying to remember. Yeah.
It could look cool. Doesn't mean it's good.
No, I mean, yeah,
The plot is moving so slow.
It
and
is
they
moving
keep
very
bringing up
slow.
So
I
much
agree.
more stuff.
This show,
Finish one arc and then to bring up a new topic. Like,
the show is kind of annoying, man.
Really?
that's what I'm saying. It's really hard to
I
draw
think so.
my
There's
attention.
nothing. They're
when
not
it's
bringing
so
anything.
meandering.
They're bringing anything fresh. They're just.
Fresh.
It's everything. They're just trying to be the original trilogy, man.
Right.
And they just keep doing stuff like that. Like, oh, this is just like what happened there. Let's have a war, and then they come and save us because we're about to lose.
I feel like, see, my thing is that it feels like all these events are happening suddenly all at once, where it feels like they should be hundreds of years apart. It feels like, Mordor should be created hundreds of years apart from, other different stories that go on and this and that.
I guess
So,
what according to
going
this, Mordor was triggered by a barkeep.
Yeah. But that was still a cool
A little
moment. I mean,
silly.
like, it was still kind of interesting.
I mean, it is brought on by man. I guess he is that every man.
Yeah. But then we go to the aftermath of, all that and we...
oh my God.
Yeah.
Were you guys, did you guys also see like the episode of Game of Thrones when Arya's running around in the dust? That was exactly what happened here at the beginning of this last episode. It was that. Everything up to the horse on fire. Nothing's original, man.
Yeah. We got some, this particular week, Mordor was created the week before last, but this was the aftermath of Mordor. I guess
they actually literally said today they called it Mordor, or with this last episode, they said Mordor.
Yeah. I did enjoy this episode a little more.
They weren't like, hey, what should we call this place? Like, it's definitely a Mordor to me. It's what it looks like to you. Everyone's like, yeah, it sounds
Mordory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anchorman puts in here, does Brent like the Hobbit movies? Just curious. I thought they were nowhere near as good as the Lord of the Rings films. I watched them at the theaters, but I don't think I've sat and rewatched them again. In fact, I picked up the special editions on Blu-ray, and I think I still haven't even watched all of those yet. I just haven't.
It's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
The whole trilogy is a cartoon.
Those films did drag out for me quite a bit.
They were a little bloated. They added a little too much stuff to them.
Yeah.
That one dude who's just in the that water lake village, whatever that is, who's just being just a jerk the whole time, and he tries to escape just as a woman. It's just like, was that stuff really needed in the movie?
Well, they needed a worm tongue type of dude. Just checking all the things.
Yeah,
this is
they were just checking boxes of just stuff
you're right.
They fell victim to sequel-itis. And you feel obligated to do things the way that the predecessors did. Yeah. And so you got to like ramp it up a little bit more,
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
So Gremlins.
Yeah. I did enjoy House of the Dragon episode.
I'm loving House of Dragon.
Yeah. I think we've got like one episode left, is it? Something like that? 1 or 2 episodes? Two. That's it. 2 weeks.
No, tonight. Next week is.
Yeah,
there's 2 episodes left.
2 episodes.
Tonight.
Rings of Power started the same week, so that's got 2 episodes left too this weekend next. So.
The one more episode for Ring of Power, 2 more of Game of Thrones.
One more?
Because they're
doing a finale? 2-hour finale?
Yeah, next week's the finale, just like Game of Thrones.
Okay.
We haven't seen Game of Thrones yet this week yet, so.
Right. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Of
course, yeah.
And we're getting a recast on the kids this week.
Yes, this episode 9.
They're growing.
And this is the last recast, and
until next year.
This is where they'll get to obviously set up the meat for the future of the stories, and I believe it's not going to be. People have told me it's not going to be very long because the books are not terribly long, so we may only get maybe 2 or 3 seasons of Rings of Power.
Well, as long as they close it up.
Books are a lot more generations too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
a
not
lot of time passes on these ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already missed a whole generation that they did, and then they die out, and then it focuses on Rhaenyra and Daemon, and they go the course.
We haven't seen We haven't seen Mushroom, or is that
Mushroom.
he's like a main character in the books? I think.
Is it
I think he's like a jester. They showed
yeah,
like
they
a
took
little
him out.
person in the
They took
band,
him.
so
They
it
took
might have
him
been
out.
him.
Right.
He's just an
He's
extra.
a love interest of Rhaenyra and Daemon in the books,
Okay.
and they took him out because they didn't want it to
He's
come
another
off like a
Tyrion
joke.
Lannister.
Okay.
Well, he's like a Tyrion Lannister who does almost nothing serious and just bangs Rhaenyra the whole time.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
that's
trying to-
probably better.
I'm trying to
Yeah, I think they're
understand.
probably like, we're probably the show's weird enough. We don't need to put this in there too.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand Rhaenyra, because it seemed like Rhaenyra was the main focus of the whole arc. So I'm just.
I just got corrected. He doesn't just bang Rhaenyra. It's only a threesome situation where he also bangs Daemon.
Okay. All right.
Oh, nice.
Banging.
They're in a throuple.
Fair enough. I just feel
What do you
like
call that?
I don't
What do you
see
call it when you have like two Targaryens at the same
Yeah.
time. There's got to be a name for that in Westeros.
Yeah.
The twisting Targaryen.
He's the king's fool.
Yeah. When it comes to Rhaenyra, though, I'm kind of like, I thought she was going to be this badass, and it seems like she's fallen into this very quiet, subdued queen role that she's expected to play, and it's like I don't know.
The book she gains weight too.
Oh, she does? Oh, really? Yeah. So I mean, obviously, we're not going to get a badass Rhaenyra again. There's an older version of her.
Hey, what's more badass than being a mom, Brent?
Yeah. But I'm saying, but come on, have you seen the kids?
Strider from Lord of the Rings.
Oh wait, that's No, that's the King's kids. Oh my God, those kids are wow. Anyway, whatever.
Hey, they
very
fought
much
back.
the show.
Her kids fought back.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
There are bastards, but
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, guys.
but like,
what other
what
shows?
else was that? There's I forgot what I was. Oh, this whole week, me and Loki's been comparing Alicent to Cersei. She's doing some. She did some big Cersei moves this week.
She did. Yeah.
She's got some Cersei energy, but I don't think she's as cruel as her.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a lot more.
She's also a little more justified in a sense.
She's more of a mama's, or she's more of a daddy's girl than Cersei ever was.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She's trying. I think she, in my eyes, I think she's trying to protect the realm. I think she sees how Rhaenyra could be damaging
she's
the
trying to
entire
protect
realm.
her kids.
Well, that too.
That's the main motivation for the way she's acting right now.
Right. Yeah.
Because she is convinced, because her dad told her, that they will kill your kids if she remains in power. So you got to get that for the sake of your kids.
Yeah.
And it's causing her to pull some weird, crazy Cersei type stuff.
Yeah.
I only say that because it's exactly when Nymeria bites Joffrey in the first season.
Right.
And then Cersei's pissed off and Robert's like, oh, don't worry, he's just a kid. He's fine. Look at him. And then Cersei's like, no, kill the wolf.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's just like when Alicent was like, cut the boy's eye. Yeah. I'll do it myself.
Yeah. God, that was such a tense scene. I was like, wow. Anyway. Yeah, I guess that's most of the news I've come across for the week that I wanted to kind of cover. Guys, everyone in chat, thanks for joining us, and Max and Elijah and Jason, guys, thanks again. It's always fun having a commune every week about what we've just watched and what cool things are coming out. We will be doing reactions to Andor. We will be doing reactions to She-Hulk finale. We will be doing more reactions to. I guess that's it. Yeah, that's all this week. But yeah, we'll be doing some more reactions, and then we will be.
Might be having the baby this week.
Oh, you might be having a. Oh yes. So Jason is having a baby, and it is very soon. So we may not see Jason as much on the channel, depending on how crazy and chaotic his life becomes.
Trinidad, the rest of his name.
But yeah.
It literally is. This is the first grandkid.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Anyway, guys.
It's the first grandson for my parents, because I have nothing but nieces right now.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay. Oh, very cool.
So
anyway.
Thanks, Anchorman.
Yeah, so what's that noise? Anyway, guys.
Enzo.
Yeah, so.
That's his name right now.
Enzo?
Sorry, Brent.
Oh, yeah, no. Enzo. Is that. Oh, that's cool. That's his name right
You
now.
heard it here first, folks.
There you go. Yeah.
First.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe if you have not already, and we shall catch you all later. Thank you.
Pick another target.